Have you ever thought about what holds a semi-truck and trailer together? Well, Motorhead Garage certainly has, so we journeyed to Greeneville, Tennessee to learn more about the latest technology in fifth wheels. Coming up next.
Hey, welcome to Motorhead Garage and another big rig edition.
That's right. You see what happened here? We just took a brand new tractor, backed up to this trailer, and hooked up, and that happens millions of times every day.
It sure does, and I'll tell you what, you see these trucks going down the road, this hookup here is really, really important to make sure that they all stay together.
And they do. And of course, you want a fifth wheel that's high quality, it's safe, and it's efficient for its cost over the life of owning the fifth wheel. Let's show you how all this works.
Hey folks, I want you to meet Danny Smith here, who's the driver of this big rig. And Danny, see you're setting this thing up. How many miles you got on the open road?
Over 2 million miles, safe driver.
Accident free?
Accident free.
Cool.
Now, there's a number for you.
Really?
So you're working on this landing gear, setting it down here. Tell me about that.
Yeah, over the years I've dealt with several different ones. I like this one because the gearbox is internal. That keeps moisture, salt, road gum out of it. Makes it easy to crank. That's what I like.
I can see that he's doing it with 2 fingers.
Right. And you know, we're here, we'll talk about fifth wheels, but Jost makes kingpins, fifth wheels, and they make the landing gear. But we're here to talk about the fifth wheel today, so what we're going to need to do is unhook this truck again.
Exactly. You know, I was going to ask you, when you back up to a trailer like this, what's the first thing that goes in your mind when you start to pull away?
I want to be sure that that fifth wheel is latched.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lose that trailer.
Yep. So you want a real high quality
I don't want
fifth
any
wheel.
slop. I want it to be tight. I want it to...
All right.
Want to make sure the trailer shows up where new show up, right?
Exactly.
All right, let's find out how that fifth wheel actually works. Come on, Danny.
Get back a little ways there, buddy.
Yeah, I don't want to run over my shoes. I don't have my safety shoes on today.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good right there.
Now you can see the fifth wheel right up here with the kingpin in the bottom of that trailer goes in and latches and makes a solid connection. Why do they call it a fifth wheel, buddy?
Well, it's an easy story. Guy out of Charles Martin, I think, was out of Massachusetts. This is a long time ago. Found out in the early days, you know, horses carried most of the load. Well, they found they could only carry so much. They hauled it in a wagon or something. That was great. But when trucks came along, you know, the same thing. It could only hold so much. But once they figured out they could pull a load with it in a wagon, then it worked out better. The trick was, how do you hook it up there? Well, they came up with what they called the fifth wheel, because trucks back then only had 4 wheels. Then that was the fifth wheel, and that's kind of what they looked like then. This is what they look like now.
Right, the circular device allowed the trailer to be hooked up. The truck could drag a lot more than it can carry. Well, now, this today, if you look at this, it's got 10 wheels. Would that be an 11th wheel?
Oh, man, you go for the cheap joke, I can tell you that.
Wait. What if a truck was a 6-wheel tractor? What would it be?
Okay, 7th wheel.
I'll tell you, night school's doing wonders for him. The neat part about a fifth wheel is these things are real important to have a high-quality one, and this Jost unit is just that.
Exactly. They're relatively simple, and yet there's a lot of technology involved in these things, but the nice thing about these is they last for a long time. They'll go millions of miles, but like anything mechanical, every now and then they do have to be repaired.
Right. And the neat part about Jost is it's made in America, it's real high quality, it's adjustable. When it comes time to rebuild, this is important. You can rebuild it on the truck. You don't need to take it off. That's what we're going to do.
And that is a real advantage.
Right.
We're going to show you how all that's done right after this break. Stay around.
All right, now, we've got to clean this up. That's
Okay,
our job.
you get your rag and I'll watch you.
Motorhead Garage Big Rig Edition is being brought to you by NTN Bauer, Revolution in Motion, and by the Original Rescue Bit. Rescue it with the Original Rescue Bit. And by Swamp's Diesel Performance, the diesel performance experts.
Welcome to the world of the rescue bit, a new age in drilling and cutting. Mike Gresham and Todd Brooks created this highly effective product to remove broken screw extractors and easy outs. The special composite metal combined with the unique patent-pending cutting design enables the rescue bit to cut, drill, and ream even the toughest metals. The rescue bit has met every challenge we have put it through. Let the rescue bit be your tool of choice when you have a job that needs rescuing. From broken screw extractors to cutting out drywall, rescue it with Rescue Bit. Check it out at theoriginalrescuebit.com.
NTN Bauer products are backed with the most stringent quality standards in the industry and offer superior performance with case carburized components. Bauer is the leading manufacturer that OEMs prefer. That's because when you open a Bauer box, you know you're getting a genuine Bauer product made in the USA. Bauer differential kits include everything needed to rebuild a differential, including bearings, seals, O-ring, and silicone sealant. To learn more, log on now to ntnamerica.com.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage. We're out here with Greg Laarman. He's the Vice President of Engineering for Jost. This is a really neat fifth wheel. It's well made, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And of course, what we have here is a cutaway. All of this is cut out so you can see underneath and see all the different mechanism and how it works. And the fifth wheel gets worn where the kingpin rides, and you have to get that banging in the trailer. It may not need an overhaul, it may just need an adjustment. Is that right?
That's right, Sam.
Now, show us how this adjusts. We got an adjustment screw here.
What we have is an adjustment screw here that limits the travel of this locking bar.
Okay.
And if the, as you loosen up the adjustment screw, the locking bar will move in to tighten up the lockjaw.
Okay. So as this bar goes that way, it tightens this up in here a lot tighter.
Right, the lockjaw will move forward and take up any slop in the kingpin.
Okay, so now, if we need an overhaul, and you've got a Jost unit, you can do it really easily. Most of them, what you have to do is take the fifth wheel completely off the truck. You got a lot of time and money, probably 4 hours labor, and you're down for half a day. You could get the original equipment manufacturer to just drop a Jost top right on the original fifth wheel, huh?
Yes.
And get you on the road in half an hour. Okay, so now, what's the first step? And we're going to rebuild one of these. We're going to do this unit, then I'm going to do it on the truck to make sure I can do it on the truck. What's my first step?
First step is to remove the double coil spring using a tool to remove the springs.
Okay, and what's this spring do? This spring moves the handle back?
This spring is what closes the whole locking mechanism.
Okay, so I did that. What's next? Take this off?
Next thing to do would be extend the release handle to the open position.
Okay. There we go, jaws are open.
Then you take your Allen wrench and loosen up the socket head cap screws.
Okay. Oh, these have some Loctite or something on them?
Yes, they do. They have blue Loctite on them.
I should have an air wrench.
Well, you should, but we haven't got it. All we've got is manual tools today.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these cap screws out, then we can take this jar assembly out, then one of these cap screws can be screwed down into this pin, we'll pull the pin out, and we'll get the rest of this out. While I'm doing that right now, let's take a look and see what Dave's doing.
All right, well, Sam's out there working. I'm inside here at the plant trying to find out exactly how they make all this stuff here at Jost. And with me I have Jens Pulte, who's the Vice President of Operations here. And Jens, this first operation, I see you get a lot of sheet metal coming in.
Yeah, we inbound the sheet metal and separate it in different material thicknesses. And then the first step is to put it on the table of the laser and cutting it into our different part numbers.
Okay, and you can see here right behind me, they have the sheet metal on the laser table, ready to go in. They'll cut it. It's all programmed with a pattern, right?
That's correct.
And then once it's programmed, then it goes off to where?
It goes into welding department where we make the next step. We weld it in pieces, starting from the flat pattern into pedestals and subcomponents below the fifth wheel.
All right, well, we're going to head over to the welding department. In the meantime, let's find out if Sam's got his hands dirty yet.
So once all the cap screws are removed, you take one of the cap screws and it pulls this pin out. That releases this complete jar assembly, which you're going to get in a kit if you're getting a rebuild kit. And of course, we got a spring here. You want to take that off on me?
Sure.
Got a little spring here, and there's a retainer for the spring. We'll pull that off. Didn't do that first. What Greg's got here is there's a grease line, and you get that in the kit, the rebuild kit. There's a Zerk fitting right here, so you grease it, and when you grease it, it greases inside the jaws. On most of your fifth wheels, they don't get any grease in there, do they?
That's right. The only grease that they get is the grease that comes off from the top plate surface and works its way down into the throat of the fifth wheel and into the kingpin joint.
Right. So all we have to do, now this is a cutaway. These are all new parts. We're going to reassemble this. Then we're going to rebuild one right on the truck, show you how to put an install kit in. Right now, let's see what Dave's doing.
We're here in the welding department now, and Jens, you know, after all those pieces get laser cut, they come over here and get welded together. Tell me about the welding.
Once we have those laser cut pieces, we select those parts going into the next step. That's on the robotic welding. And on the robotic welder, we weld all those parts and pieces together with, I would say, 90% of its weld. And then once they're done, we take them off the fixtures and move into the next step, which is right in front of us, where they finally get finished. Final touches were made, and we made a quality control check.
Okay, and that's what we have right here. As you can see, you got what? I guess this is the finished piece?
That's the finished piece, yes. And from here, we basically go to the powder line and hang it on the conveyor.
All right, well, we're going to go to the powder line. In the meantime, let's see what Sam's up to. I'll bet he's up to his elbows in grease by now.
All right, now the last thing I did is put these springs on, and yes, I have them both.
Okay, good.
So now that we've got this all reassembled, show us exactly how this latching mechanism works.
Okay. Pull the handle out.
Right.
And this release handle is coupled onto this release arm through this bolt. And this lock bar is connected to this release arm through this bolt, so that when the handle is in, the fifth wheel is locked, and when the handle is out, the fifth wheel is unlocked.
Okay, so I can push this jar up like that. Oop, there we go. Great. Now, as long as that's secure, that's locked, the bar's over, it's positive.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we're going to take a break. When I come back, I'm going to rebuild the one right on this truck to show you how a fifth wheel can be done without taking it off the truck. All right, that's pretty neat. Now, this is an extra safety lock here?
Yes.
Cargo Ease has always been the go-to system for cargo retrieval with its pull-out sliding system for trucks, vans, and SUVs. But now the best just got better. Introducing the new Cargo Ramp system. Cargo Ramp is what every truck and ATV enthusiast has been asking for. Simply extend your slide to the first locking position and reach under the deck to pull out your loading ramps. Each ramp adjusts left and right to accommodate your loading needs and simply slides back under the deck when you are done. Cargo Ease, the ultimate cargo retrieval system, now has the ultimate loading system.
Landmark Trucks is your one-stop shop for all your transportation needs, including green solutions. Landmark Trucks is open 24 hours a day in Knoxville, Tennessee, off I-75, I-40, or I-81. Get EPA and CARB compliant at Landmark. We also have locations in Cookeville and Morristown, Tennessee. To learn more about the trucks and truck services we offer, log on now to landmarktrucks.com, your full-service truck dealership.
ARP, the world leader in fastener technology, the fasteners of champions.
Do what we do. Use ARP fasteners.
They are the best in the business. I'll do nothing but ARP.
I go to ARP.
We don't take any chances, and that's why our equipment is ARP.
We use nothing but ARP to keep our ride tight and right.
We won 3 championships using ARP fasteners.
We'll use nothing but ARP.
You got to surround yourself with the best, and that's ARP. You have my word on that.
ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
BendPak Ranger is the world's leading producer of car lifts, wheel service equipment, pipe benders, and air compressors. Anywhere on the globe, the BendPak brand is recognized as the badge of quality. For over 4 decades, we've been pioneering service equipment technology, marketing and training programs, as well as operational and supply systems that are now considered the standard for the entire industry. With BendPak, second place simply isn't an option. Learn more by logging on to bendpak.com.
Ready?
Okay.
Okay, it's in. Welcome back. All right, now we're going to rebuild this fifth wheel right on the truck. Now, from Jost, you can get a repair kit. Kit comes with the instructions. And of course, you get the jaw and this material right in here is non-metallic. This is a proprietary material. This really wears well, and it gives you a cushion effect so the trailer doesn't bang on it. You also get a new jaw, and you get a parts bag for all the little miscellaneous pieces, including the new bolts and Loctite on it. Okay, so the first thing I got to do is, like I did on the demo unit, I got to remove these springs. This little hook tool, pull these out. There we go. I release those.
And then I can pull the release handle out.
Right. And the jaw loosens up. Now I'll take the 4 bolts off on our unit right here, and we'll be able to pull this apart, and we'll get it off. Let's take a look, see what Davey's doing.
All right, well, we're here just about ready to powder coat some of these pieces. And Jens, what is this product right now, or the piece that we're looking at? What is that?
This is so-called a fixed mount. We call it dark bone. That means the top plate will be mounted on top of this piece, so it can be actually mounted on top of a truck.
Okay, so from here now it goes in through the powder coating, and then where?
From here it goes on the conveyor. From the conveyor it goes through the pre-treatment system. Then it gets powder coated, and then we can see the same part coming down to the assembly line.
Okay, and now at the assembly line, everything comes together, right?
That's correct. That's the final stage.
All right, that's what we're going to see next. But let's find out what Sam's up to now.
All right, when this pin comes out, then you're able to take the jaw out right underneath, like so. Oh, let me get this thing out.
Got to pull it towards the back there,
There we go. Not bad. Now you can see I've got the jaw here. I'm going to have to take off the grease line. It's a mess. I'm going to clean things up and start putting this thing back together.
You know, I hate to see Sam working so hard. I'd much rather be here. Anyway, we're right here where the assembly line begins. We finished up with the powder coating. Jens, tell me what we're seeing right here.
What we see right here is the finishing part of the top plate, where we assemble the entire top plate and then apply our quality control, our quality check. And once we're done with that, the next step is to the assembly for the slider line. We put the top plate on top of a slider.
Okay, and that's right down here?
That's right there.
Let's go. All right, Jen, so what do we have here?
Here's our finished top plates, and this is our slider line assembly. And we put the top plate on top of a slider, and once that is done, we do some quality checks, and then we have the finished product right here. And from this place, we go directly in shipping.
Okay, well, we're going to head over to shipping. In the meantime, I wonder if Sam got his job done, because I'm doing really well on mine.
All right, now we're done. All you need to do is torque these to 45 foot-pounds. They come with a thread locker on them. You know, you can do this Jost rebuild faster than I can clean up from this mess. I think we're just about done, aren't we?
No, we have to do the adjustment yet,
Okay.
Sam. In order to do the adjustment, we've got a tool that simulates the trailer kingpin.
Okay.
And that tool slides into the throat of the fifth wheel. We lock the J-bolt in front and lock it in place.
Okay. Now what do you want?
Then we loosen the lock tester and rock it back and forth. And as you can see, the locking mechanism is free to rotate side to side. Then we're going to check to see if there's any fore and aft play.
Okay.
And there isn't any fore and aft play. So
I can tighten this up.
You can tighten it right up there.
All right. Well, that's it. You can see how easy you did this right on the truck, especially particularly your owner-operators, your fleets. This gives you a lot of productivity. Right now, we're going to take a break. Stick around. We've got a lot more here on Motorhead Garage. Let me double check this jam nut.
Okay.
Introducing the Load and Go from FLEETWEST. Installation is easy because it fits into your Chevy, Ford, Dodge, or GMC truck bed without drilling any holes. The Load and Go keeps all your tools organized and reduces technician downtime. The Load and Go increases fleet efficiency because it loads on and off your truck in minutes. And the Load and Go has more storage than bolt-on truck beds. Check out all the customizable models at FLEETWEST.net. Load and Go from FLEETWEST.
At Swamps Diesel, we carry everything for your Ford, Dodge, or GM diesel. From performance injectors, on and off-road exhaust systems, to stock and custom electronic programming for all vehicle makes, as well as a full line of South Bend clutches and fully built automatic transmissions. Swamps Diesel offers competition engine builds and fabrication services. Swamps Diesel is also a full-service general repair and maintenance facility with nearly 10,000 square feet of service space. Let Swamps Diesel help you get your diesel to the next level of performance and efficiency.
Hal's Diesel Treat Anti-Gel lowers the cold filter plugging point of your diesel fuel by up to 20 degrees Fahrenheit or more. Diesel Treat provides superior cold weather performance while cleaning and lubricating your entire fuel system. Designed to replace expensive kerosene blends, Hal's contains no alcohol or other harmful solvents, providing an emissions-friendly and warranty-safe solution to today's ULSD problems. Backed by our free tow guarantee against gelling, Hal's Diesel Treat provides peace of mind down the road all winter long.
Motorhead Garage Big Rig Edition is being brought to you by Moduline, modular aluminum storage cabinets organized with style. And by Max Jacks, portable two-post lifting system by Danmark. And by Cargo Ease, the ultimate cargo retrieval system.
Hey, welcome back to Motorhead Garage. Well, we're here with Jens in the shipping department, and Jens, it looks like you got a lot of stuff ready to go out the door.
Yeah, that's right. That's a final place where we band, wrap, and stack those top plates. We do finishing touches in regard to quality. And as you can see, they're ready to go. Quite a lot of weight.
Now, this goes to what? The trucking companies and literally all over the world, right?
It goes all over the US, Mexico, and Canada to all the OEMs and, of course, aftermarket.
Well, that's been good. Well, Jens, I want to thank you for showing us around here. I got to find out what Sam's up to and see what's going on in the future. So you want to lead me out of here?
Okay.
All right.
We're here in a conference with Rich Carroll. He's the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for JOST. You know, all of this stuff we've seen here today, I've learned a lot. This is great stuff. What are the trends for, reducing downtime, increasing productivity that you got going on today?
Well, that's a great question because productivity is utmost for every maintenance manager. What's available on the market today already is what we call a low lube fifth wheel, which has liners, as you can see on the faceplate. Every JOST fifth wheel already has a liner in the throat that you saw when you rebuilt it earlier today.
Right.
So this eliminates the need to have to manually grease the top plate.
Okay. Now you have a grease fitting right here. I see that's the line that we showed, so you could grease the jaws and really reduce wear there.
Right, let me show you what that does. That grease line there is available because even though you don't need grease on the top plate, you still need to get grease on any fifth wheel into the locking mechanism. Right. This lube line runs directly through the jaw. You might wonder what this is. This is the next step. This is called a Lubetronic. This will automatically lubricate to the jaw.
Now, I can see there's a lot more points on these to lubricate. You got something in addition to this?
Well, we do. You're reading my mind. What we have is called Lubetronic 5. Many applications, we don't recommend the low lube liners because this is not for a high frequency coupling, for example.
Right.
So if you have our standard cast ductile iron surface, then you would have 4 points on the lube plate that also require grease. The Lubetronic 5 will automatically grease those points, and that reservoir is going to last you a year.
You guys think of everything. How long have you been in business?
Well, thank you. We'd like to think that, not quite true. But we've been in business here in this plant since 1999. We've been manufacturing fifth wheels here in the U.S. since '99. Our landing gear factory, you saw the landing gear on the trailer this morning, has been in operation since 1992.
Okay, that's great. So you got trends, we got reduced maintenance costs, we got increased productivity, and I see you got a little flashing light here. What is that?
Well, that's a very economical device called a Locktronic, and of course safety is utmost in Jost's mind at all times. With fifth wheel locking mechanisms, it's important for the driver to understand, what do I look for to make sure I'm locked?
Right. What his handle's going to be in.
Where his handle is, but in different fifth wheel configurations that may vary by manufacturer. So we've offered this as an add-on, and what it is, by your hand there is a magnet embedded into that handle, a sensor that picks it up, and when it's safely locked, and only when it's safely locked, that light will flash.
Awesome.
Hey, well, you guys got a lot of stuff here. Hello.
Well, hello.
How you doing there, Rich?
Great.
Hey, now tell me a little bit about this cylinder here. What's this all about?
Well, this is called a cab actuated air release. This also is a trend that we're seeing today. This is not a trend of the future. Right now, what's happening, it's available at every major nameplate, and many of our national fleets use it now. Rather than have the driver have to manually open the fifth wheel, this is with the driver in mind. It prevents injury to the driver. And cab actuated air release, the cylinder does the same job that the driver would have done.
Makes the driver's life a lot easier today.
He just pushes the button on the dash without even getting out of the cab.
That's correct.
That's terrific.
You know, Sam and I have been doing a lot of aero stuff with trucks here in the last year. What do you guys got in mind for that?
That's probably the hottest, other than engines, which is always the hottest, no pun intended, topic in our industry. Fuel efficiency and aerodynamics is at the top of everybody's list. In fact, with the new fuel efficiency and greenhouse gas legislation that's come through, you have to reduce improve your efficiency between 17 and 23% in the next 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
Big challenge to that is, think about a tractor and trailer driving down the road. You have a gap. You saw it this morning, a gap between the tractor and trailer. Well, that gap needs to be there for swing clearance.
Right.
But what if you had a system that was smart enough to know that I'm going to be driving on I-40 or a major highway for a certain period of time at a certain speed, had sensors that told the cylinders to bring it closer, the 24 inches being a sweet spot, to dramatically improve fuel efficiency. And then when it was time to make a turn or get off an exit, you back up for your swing.
All done automatically.
That's all done automatically. It's called a smart gap system from Joe.
And that's in the future, right?
That is in the future. We have it running now, but I'd call it in the developmental stage.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is a lot of stuff coming down. Rich, I want to thank you for letting us come in here and see what you guys do. It's been pretty interesting.
It's been my pleasure. We've been glad to have you all.
Anyway, we've run out of time. We'll see you again next time here at Motorhead Garage.
Go on.
Boy, this is pretty neat.